Hello, welcome to Intentional Community Conversations with Intend Indiana. In this series, we'll spend time exploring topics designed to share community development resources available through Intend Indiana, including innovative financing and development solutions that create and preserve affordable housing, support neighborhood revitalization efforts, and foster small business development. My name is Josh Mullens. I'm a real estate manager here at Intend. I'm in charge of everything from acquisition of dilapidated properties that we're going to rehab and lots that we're going to build on, to help managing the rehab process, to actually the disposition side where we put a family in a home. I'm also a licensed real estate agent. June is National Homeownership Month. Over the next several weeks, we'll be sharing information about pathways Intend Indiana has created to make dreams of being a homeowner a reality. Intend is committed to creating access to all and sharing information about our programs. It is our hope that those who are watching will be inspired to give us a call or send us an email to learn more. Now, let's talk about homeownership, particular homeownership in Black communities. Let's go ahead and bring in Rocky. I want to kind of talk to her about what her experience has been like here at Intend, and then we can talk a little bit more about the programs that we have. So go ahead, Rocky.
Hi. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Like Josh said, my
You're
name is
fine.
Rocky, and I met him at a home ownership class that I took through one of my local like community centers where my kids actually go to the daycare, and that's where I met Josh.
Awesome. What was that experience like, going to the classes and everything, and learning about becoming a homeowner? Like, how did you feel at the beginning of that class?
Honestly, at the beginning of the class, it made me feel really hopeful. Like this was actually something that was really actually attainable for me and my family. Um, I had previous like experiences owning a home, and it was just a lot. It was like very scary. At times, it was a little depressing because I didn't really know how to maintenance a home or what it really took to take care of a home. It was just something that was kind of like passed down in my family, but because of lack of knowledge, um, it really just kind of turned into more of like a burden than it was
An
like a
asset?
blessing. Yeah, than more of an asset. And so when I got to the home ownership class, I just learned like it was like a information overload almost because I learned like the different things that like it takes to keep up a home, how to have like emergency funds on standby in case something happens, or like different places to like reach out to try to like learn different resources. It was just like so much information, but in a good way that I just felt like really supported in me being able to become a homeowner with a home that was, good for me and my family.
Sure. And I know those classes. I mean, there's a lot when you talk about becoming a homeowner. So
Yeah.
I certainly understand, being a little overwhelmed at the beginning, but it seems like you took it in stride and actually went home and did some of your own research to kind of get ready, to purchase a home. So I know you did a lot of research as far as like credit and all the reports and all that stuff. So, and you've pretty much become an expert at
Oh,
this point.
yeah.
So
So I learned about the Fair Credit Reporting Act, and that really kind of just spiraled me to like learning about how everything worked and like the laws and stuff that protected us. Um, and when I learned about like the where I needed to be in order to obtain a house with my credit score with NTND, that's kind of where I was like, okay, this is something that I can fix. This is something that I can do. So I just went home and I started researching like the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Truth in Lending Act,
you
and
took
I
a deep
just
dive.
found, yeah, like I just found like a lot of different um like laws and legislation that actually just protected me as the consumer, and I just learned how to utilize it to help me to be able to leverage my credit. And I actually ended up getting certified in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act as well. And I'm just really grateful, like in really happy that I got exposed to that, because when I say like just me going on the whole home buying process and journey changed my entire life and
Good.
helped be able to change my life for my family. Like it made me look into other things like life insurance policies and to make sure I had like adequate budgets, and just like it just like literally triggered a whole like domino effect for a lot of different areas in my life. And I'm just so grateful that I got to experience that, because I didn't only get a home, I really learned a lot of knowledge that really helped benefit me and my family. Like it really did.
Knowledge is power, right?
It definitely
And
is.
once you kind of realize that it's just a formula,
Yeah.
kind of you pay your stuff on time, keep your credit card usage low, and try and get
Yeah.
those collection items off there. I mean, those are your biggest things you have to deal with to get your credit in a good spot. So I'm glad you're able to take so much away from the class, and obviously buy a new home. Building wealth and economic prosperity, especially in a neighborhood like Martindale Brightwood, where it's been traditionally a Black neighborhood. It's really a goal here at Intend to help build that community up, and we're really trying to keep people in that community that already live there. We're not trying to change the neighborhood. We're just trying to help bring up the people that are there. So we're glad to hear that domino of becoming a homeowner kind of helped push everything in the right direction. So we're really happy to hear that. Home ownership is really the key to building generational wealth. Did you know that the median net worth of homeowners is 40 times higher than non-homeowners?
No, I did not know that that's what the actual median was, but that is a big
It's a
difference.
big number, yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, a lot of the wealth does come from the equity that's in their home. So
Yeah.
that equity that you were able to kind of walk into should continue to build over the next 10, 15, 20, and then 30 years once you get it all paid off. So
Yeah. That is so cool.
yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the actual program and the lending product and everything that goes with it. Um,
Okay.
so HomePower was developed and implemented by Intend to be a response for the circumstances that are in the high poverty areas like Martindale Brightwood, and then weaving together community engagement, housing construction, and affordable financing to promote homeownership for the Black community that's in Martindale Brightwood. Building wealth in minority households is one of the big drivers and goals here at Intend. And then a little bit about the program. So for HomePower, we built 12 brand new homes from the ground up. These were all lots that were not being used or developed at all. It wasn't like we came in and booted people out and knocked the house down. These were lots that were just sitting there, not in productive use. We built a home on them, and we're able to put great families into it. So this all came from a Cummins grant, so they help kind of subsidize the cost a little bit. These homes are being sold at $240,000. It gets split between two different mortgage products, so your monthly payment is only based off of a mortgage that's $150,000. So
Yeah.
you're paying a mortgage equivalent on a $150,000 home that took us 250, 260 or so, between 240 and 260 to actually build it. And then the big thing about that mortgage product, in my opinion, is that 2% interest rate.
Yeah.
So a couple of years ago, rates were really low. If you had that prime credit and maybe had some money to put down, where you could get in the threes. But over the last year or so, year and a half, rates have shot up. So being able to provide a 2% fixed rate with no PMI, which is the private mortgage insurance. And then also we finance 100% of the project. So really just closing costs and prepaids gets you into a brand new home.
Yeah. And that was
Yeah,
like such a like I'm trying not to get teary eyed. You guys know I'm a crybaby. But like that was like such a game changer for me and my family, and that's what really I feel like made a really huge difference. Even just from like my monthly bills, like from day to day, like you said, 1 to 2% interest rate. I think a lot of people, especially like people that like have never bought a home before, or like use a lot of like lending products or utilize their credit a lot, don't really realize how big it is to have a lower percentage rate. That 2% interest saves me so much money, not even only from month to month, but overall.
sure.
That's like thousands of dollars that like you save. Like, and then my mortgage for something that I actually own, something that I can leave my children, something that, like you said, I can build generational wealth with. I pay less than half of what a lot of people pay in rent. And for me to not be a person that earns like a lot of money, with their job, that is amazing. Like that allows me to be able to save, for a rainy day. And that allows me to be able to invest more into things like my 401k and things like that, because I don't have to put so much out just for me to have a decent place for me and my kids to be. And that's amazing. Like that's really amazing. It was so easy and so much less intimidating for me when it came down to being able to put down the money for the down payment for the house. Like that was so much more easier. It was so much more straightforward, because when you're buying a house like that, for somebody that didn't have the advantage that I had, would have had to pay like a lot more money than I did. And that was just, it was just such a blessing. And for me to be able to see, because I've lived in this area my whole life. Even the house that I used to live in is so funny. I saw that you guys bought like where my childhood best friend house, her
Oh
house
wow.
that lot. I saw that you guys bought her lot. But it was just like so, it's so amazing. Even like when my family like comes over to visit me, and we name my house the Belief House. So we get to come to like my house, and we're
That's
like looking
amazing.
out the, I know it's like so awesome. I feel like so great about that. And I get to like tell people about like the history of like the area, and like how things are changing and it's coming up and things are evolving, and the center that's like right across the street. And it's just for somebody that is from here to be able to see it literally changing in front of my eyes is amazing. And I still get to be a part of that. And not only do I get to be a part of the area growing and developing in itself, I get to be able to say, hey, look what mommy did. Like, I don't have to like give them examples of other people. I can say, look what mommy did. I was able to achieve this. I was able to obtain this so that you guys can have a better chance. So it's so many more things that you can do. That's why we named it the Belief House, because like for me and a lot of the people that I know, we didn't think that like home ownership would be something that would be like feasible for us. So it's like for intent to come like into my life and to basically change my whole perspective of owning a property and how that works, like that really just gave me something to believe in. And it just started like a whole transition for my life. I'm just so grateful for that.
Oh, Rocky, that warms my heart.
Yeah, I'm trying not to cry. I'm really trying not to cry.
You're fine. You're fine. We're just so happy we're able to get you and your family into a brand new home. And really, with this program, we do all of our buyers have been under that 80% area median income. So HUD has a guideline on the area median income for Marion County, and all of our buyers are considered low to moderate income buyers. So everyone's under that 80% mark. So these are people that are making below average incomes that are being able to buy these homes. And then that 10-year affordability period, after that 10 years is over, all the equity that you walked into is completely yours. So, wherever the house has gone up in value, who knows what's going to happen in the next 10 years. I mean, look at the last 10.
Yeah.
And all that equity is going to be yours. So you talk about stashing that extra money in your 401k, and then you're also, paying off your home. And then that affordability period for that 10 years, once that's all gone, the equity, and then also because you've been able to build up your 401k, you've just started pushing that snowball to help
Yeah.
build up all of those assets
Yes.
and build that wealth for you and your family.
Definitely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with this project, we did have a goal of 80% home buyers identifying as Black, Indigenous, or people of color, and we actually hit 100%. So everyone,
Really?
so every single one of
That's
the
so
12,
great.
are all going to minority homeowners,
That
and
is
also a
amazing.
lot of women-led households. So households that maybe doesn't have a male in the household. So a single mom like you, and we've had Doris that getting her into a home on the same street just a little bit south of you there. It's just been amazing to see. And then also, another goal of ours in this project was to have at least 75% of our contractors, going full circle. So with our contractors, we wanted them to be minority, women, disabled, or veteran-owned businesses. So what's called an XBE business. We had a goal of 75%, and with this program, we actually hit 80% on these projects.
That's amazing to hear. I didn't know that. That's so cool. That is really cool. I didn't
So
know
it's
that.
full circle, providing jobs for that
Yeah.
community, for minorities specifically, and then housing, and then like you said, being able to keep you in that neighborhood as it's changing, because what happens a lot of times is as these property values go up, especially renters are um, the most impacted, is they get pushed out of the place they've lived in their whole life because as the area starts to change, rent starts to go up, and things just get too expensive for people to continue to live there.
Yeah.
And yes, it's nice to live there now, but you can't afford to live there, so you don't get that benefit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something that's very true because the price of the price of rent is so crazy right now. Like that is it's insane to me. Like I mean, it's great, for the person that's getting the rent paid to them, but the price of rent is very expensive right now. And I did not know that that's how everything was working, but that's so cool. Like that's so much to help like close like the wealth gap, and that's something that's like become really important to me as I've learned about like home ownership because I didn't know that exactly what I was like entailed into that. So I'm really excited to hear about that because that's something that's really amazing. That's something that's really dear to my heart. So I'm so appreciative of you guys just for so many different reasons. It's like I just love you guys more and more every time we talk. That's
Well,
so
I'm
fun.
really glad to hear that. It sounds like we made the process easy for you, which that's really what we want to do. Like you said, it can be a bit overwhelming at the beginning, but we're here to walk you through the whole process. I am a licensed real estate agent, but I don't get commissions or anything. Like I'm just a W-2 employee here. I'm just licensed so I can do all the paperwork. But I've been through all of the classes and I've done the test and I've been licensed for 3.5 years now. So I'm pretty well versed in all of the real estate stuff to be able to kind of walk you through the whole buying process. So I hope we made that easy for you.
You definitely made that easy for me. The buying, like, honestly, and I really mean that when I say that, I felt so supported. I was so informed, even before I went to, because Ben always said, Ben always said, believe but verify. So before I even like went to go check for myself, I felt like I had learned so much information. Like when I went to go ask questions to different people or asked how, this might have worked with like another realtor or like ask the mortgage officers, like how would this work or how this happens. I feel like I had so much information. I went into it with so much knowledge. It wasn't just getting thrown at me, it was already explained to me. And I just felt like so supported through the whole process. Like it wasn't scary at all. Like I thought it would be like this big scary thing to conquer, but honestly, it was so easy, and I just had so much support through the whole process. It was amazing. It was truly amazing.
And our goal of working with other organizations in the community is to help you feel more comfortable, because I think if we held it in a neighborhood that's not the neighborhood we're trying to support, I think that you may have been less likely to go. So it's great that we have these partnerships, because that's how we're able to find people like you that really deserve to have this opportunity, because I can see what it's done to your life. You talking about putting more money in your 401k and learning about credit. And I feel like you said, it's just that domino that got knocked over and it's just snowballed and pushed you in the right direction. So that's
Absolutely.
so amazing to see.
Absolutely. It definitely is. And I'm just so grateful for it because I truly do feel like that. If it hadn't been for this opportunity, I don't think it's something I would have looked into. I probably just would have kept trying to just, live from day to day and, just do the best that I could as I was already doing. But it just definitely exposed me to a whole different world and a whole different set of resources that I'm so grateful that I have. And I try to tell everybody, I try to tell everybody about it every chance I get.
Sure. I mean, being able to own your own home and pay half what you would in rent, I mean, that'll
Yeah.
supercharge any type of saving you're trying to do.
Absolutely. Like, absolutely. I didn't even know, like, that I could do as much as I do. Like I learned about like how 401k matching. I also learned like a little bit about investing outside of my job and how it
Awesome.
really works, which was really cool for me. I didn't even know I would like that kind of thing, honestly. But I learned like so much, and I learned that even just by saving like little bits and pieces, it grows so much over time. It's definitely worth it to do. But before, I wouldn't have done it because I just needed to, keep that money for other things that like me and my family, my kids might need it in the immediate. But being able to free that up helps so much. And also learning with the budgeting class, like learning to keep your debts low so that way you can have more income to work with and play with. So even if you can't in the moment make more money, you can have more of what you already have to do more with. You can make that stretch a lot further. So me just even learning, it's not always about what you have or how you have it. Sometimes it's about learning how to work with what you already have. And that was a really big deal for me, a really big change for me. Because I know for a lot of people, it's like, it's like more of a common sense thing. Like, okay, well, the less bills you have, the more money you have. But that was something I didn't realize. So me just learning to keep my debts as low as possible is definitely like a big key to being able to utilize the money the way that I want to be able to build my life better. So it's just been a whole eye opener.
Sounds like it's giving you options and opportunities.
Definitely options and opportunities. Like you said, it's so perfect. That's so funny.
Awesome. Well, that's amazing to hear. Is there any other things that you really want to highlight about the program before we kind of wrap up here?
Well, honestly, I can go on about the program for like so long. Like, and I do this every time. I'm trying not to be like chatty Cathy, but I do want to say just thank you so much to everybody that helped me along the way, to everybody that took their time to be able to really teach me things that I didn't know. Thank you for just giving my family this opportunity. Oh my gosh, here I go being a crybaby. For giving my family the opportunity. And honestly, personally, thank you so much, Josh, because like I really do remember like the day we were going to go tour one of the other houses that you guys had put work into, and I remember just sitting there and like looking and like, okay, I really want this for me and my kids, but how am I going to get there? And you really sat there and talked to me and answered all the questions that I had for as long as I had them, and helped me realize that there was something that I could really do for them, especially my daughter. Because being a mom, especially for someone
You're gonna
who,
make me cry, Rocky.
I know, I'm sorry, I'm trying not to, I just can't help it. It just means so much to me because for me to have lost my parents and not really had someone to lead and guide me and teach me the things that I might have needed to know, but for me to be able to give that to my daughter and my son, it just means so much to me. And I'm just so grateful for that because had it not been for you taking that time from your day where you could have did things with your family or whatever it is you wanted to do at that time and teach me about the Fair Credit Reporting Act and teach me about managing my money and teach me that things aren't so scary and intimidating as it seems and that I can do it, I just really appreciate you so much. I really do.
Well, thank you, Rocky. But I really feel like we were just the spark. There's only so much we can do. There does have to be, effort on your end, and you did absolutely everything you were supposed to do. Working on credit and saving up the money, and don't discredit how much work and effort you put into making this happen. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of help push you in the right direction and educate you, which I think is the biggest thing is education and letting you know how it can happen and how to make it happen and kind of walking you through the steps, and making it easy. But yeah, we're just so happy we're able to get you and your family into a brand new home. But also don't discredit the fact that you did put in a lot of work to make this happen too. It wasn't just us. We were there to help guide you. We were the Sherpas, but you also did a lot of work yourself. So don't discount that.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh man, I know I was gonna cry.
I wanna reach to the screen and hug you.
I love you too. You're just always you're so personable. You're just always there.
Glad I could help, Rocky.
No, thank you. Thank you for being there.
Thank you for joining us, Rocquel. Thank you so much for tuning in to Intentional Community Conversations with Intend Indiana. We hope you enjoyed yourself, and moreover, we hope something we said inspired you to want to learn more. Please make sure you're following us on Facebook and Twitter at Intend Indiana, and visit our website at www.intendindiana.org. Once again, I'm Josh Mullens. We're ready to help make your dreams of homeownership come true. Please contact us at info@intendindiana.org and let us set up a time to talk. Homeownership can be achieved with a little time and a lot of patience. We're here to help. Feel free to contact us anytime. Thank you.